Welcome. Today we are diving into a crucial concept in statistics called continuity correction. This is the technique we use when we want to approximate a discrete distribution, like the binomial, using a continuous one, like the normal distribution. It often confuses students, but it all comes down to a simple adjustment of 0.5. Let's look at why we need this. On the left, we have discrete data represented by bars. These are whole numbers like counting people or coin flips. There are gaps between the values. On the right, we have continuous data represented by a smooth curve. It has no gaps and can take any decimal value. When we try to fit the smooth curve over the blocky bars, we have a mismatch in how they calculate probability. Here is the key visualization. In the discrete world, the number 10 is just a single point on the number line. But the continuous curve calculates probability as an area, not a point. So, to give the number 10 some width, we pretend it occupies the space from 9.5 to 10.5. We essentially draw a box around the integer, extending it by 0.5 on both sides. Now let's look at the specific scenarios you will face in problems. First, if you are asked to find the probability that x is exactly equal to a number, let's call it k in a continuous distribution, the probability of a single point is technically 0. So, using continuity correction, we calculate the area between k minus 0.5 and k plus 0.5. This captures the entire bar for that number. Scenario 2. What if we want the probability of x being less than or equal to k? This means we want to include k in our calculation. To make sure the continuous curve covers the entire bar for k, we must push our boundary slightly to the right, to k plus 0.5. Think of it as ensuring the whole block is inside the shaded region. Scenario 3. What if we want x to be greater than or equal to k? Again, we want to include k since we are looking for values to the right. We need to start our boundary slightly to the left of k, so we start at k minus 0.5. This ensures that the area under the curve includes the slice representing k. Be careful with strict inequalities where we do not have the or equal to part. If the problem says less than 50, it means 50 is not included. So we really stop at 49. Our boundary becomes 49.5. Similarly, for greater than 50, we do not count 50, so we start at 51. Our boundary becomes 50.5. Always ask yourself, does this inequality include the number before adding or subtracting? Here is a summary table you can screenshot. Notice the pattern. If you need to include the number and everything to the left, you add 0.5. If you need to include the number and everything to the right, you subtract 0.5. For strict inequalities, just rephrase them first. Less than k is the same as less than or equal to k minus 1, and then apply the rule. You don't use this for every problem. This is specifically for when you are using the normal approximation to the binomial distribution. The general rule of thumb is that your sample size, n, should be large enough so that n times p and n times q are both greater than 5. If these conditions are met, the normal curve is a good enough fit to justify using this correction. To wrap up, don't memorize the plus or minus rules blindly. Instead, sketch the discrete box for your number. If you want to keep the box, extend your shading to the outside edge. If you want to discard the box, stop your shading at the inside edge. That visual check will save you every time.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.